Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss all the points of chapter number 3, that is business environment, in summarized form so that it will be helpful for you to revise all the concepts. So let's move further. Now, what is the meaning of business environment? Now, see, business environment means the sum total of all the individuals, institutions, and other forces that are outside the business and which control business from outer environment, which may affect the performance of business in a positive way or in a negative way. So this is the term which has been denoted by business environment. Thus, the economic, social, political, technological, or legal, these are the forces which operate outside, through which business works, through which environment works. So, for example, we can say that there is an increase in taxes by government which can make things very much expensive to buy. So the one more example we can take, like technological improvements which may render existing products to get obsolete. So like this, outside environment, or I should say external environment, works and affect the performance of business. Now comes the nature, features, or characteristics of business environment. The first point is totality of external forces. Now see, as we have discussed in chapter number 2, that there is internal force and external force. And in chapter number 2, we discussed about internal forces. In this particular chapter, we are going to discuss about all the elements which are being considered as external forces. So business environment is the sum total of all the external forces that directly or indirectly influences the workers of a business system. Second point is specific and general forces. Now see, business environment includes both specific forces as well as general forces. What specific forces are? These are the forces such as investors, customers, then your competitors, then suppliers, who affect individual, or I should say who affects enterprises directly and immediately in their day-to-day working. And general forces on the other hand are such as social, political, लीगल और टेक्नोलॉजिकल कंडीशंस जो कहीं ना कहीं क्या करेंगे, इनडायरेक्टली अफेक्ट करेंगे बिजनेस को. Next is interrelatedness. There are different elements of business which are closely interrelated to each other. Like for example, if there is an increase in awareness of healthcare, it will raise the demand for organic food or some health benefit foods. Fourth point is dynamic in nature. Like the business environment is very dynamic, it keeps on changing and the firm has to be adaptable, whether in terms of technological improvement, shifts in consumer preferences, or any other particular aspect. Like for example, there is a change in invention, there's a change in taste and preferences, or I should say a new minister of in the government, or changes in industrial policy or new techniques of production. Due to this dynamism, the business environment and management has to be very cautious, they have to be very highly alert so that they could adopt these changes in their particular business. Next is uncertainty. See, business environment is largely uncertain as it is very difficult to predict about what future is going to be, about future happenings, especially when environment is changing too frequently. Next is complexity. See, business environment consists of numerous interrelated factors and various dynamic forces also, which arises from different sources, which arises in different situations. So it is very difficult to understand what actually constitute a given environment. So therefore we can call it like environment is very complex. इसका एक एग्जांपल अपन ये ले सकते हैं कि किस तरह से एक इकोनॉमिकल एनवायरनमेंट या एक सोशल एनवायरनमेंट या पॉलिटिकल एनवायरनमेंट या टेक्निकल एनवायरनमेंट किस तरह से एक प्रोडक्ट की डिमांड को इंटरचेंज कर सकता है या उस प्रोडक्ट की डिमांड को चेंज कर सकता है, क्या वो पॉजिटिव रहेगा या वो नेगेटिव, इस चीज़ को पहचानना बहुत डिफिकल्ट है. Next and the last feature is relativity. Business environment is a very relative concept, since it differs from country to country, differs from laws to law. So it is very, like for example we can take in US the political conditions are very different as per to China and Pakistan, or I should say in India the political conditions are very different as from Pakistan. So if there is a shift in US in certain particular company which is also working in India, so it will be affecting India also somewhere else. Okay, so that's how relativity works. Okay, so let's come on to dimensions, elements of business environment. See, business environment consists of external forces, जिसको हम दो भागों में डिवाइड करते हैं, जनरल एनवायरनमेंट एंड स्पेसिफिक. जनरल एनवायरनमेंट इज indirectly relates with yeah, influences the working of a business firm. So it includes economic, social, political, legal, and technological environment. Let's see one by one what these environments are. Firstly, economical environment. It describes the forces which have an economic impact on business, like interest rates, inflation rates, changes in income of a firm, changes in income of an individual, stock market conditions, then currency fluctuations, etc. So, which affects somehow regarding its management practices and etc. So, see, for example, there is a rise in income, it will affect the spending of a particular person or particular consumer, which will also affect in creating or increasing demand of a particular product. If we talk about easy financing schemes, it will provide banking with an option of easy loans, so which will affect the earning capacity or spending capacity of a consumer. Then उसके बाद it also includes GDP, it includes GNP, it includes rates of savings, it includes volume of imports, exports, balance of payments, money supply, etc., etc. Next is political environment. Now see, political environment includes political conditions such as general stability, peace in the country, specific attitudes of an elected government, then their representatives which are holding towards the business. See, political factors play a very important role in shaping the environment. There should be a political stability so that उससे क्या होगा कि कहीं ना कहीं पॉलिटिशियंस बिजनेस को अफेक्ट करेंगे. कैसे? अगर स्टेबल गवर्नमेंट होगी तो पब्लिक का कॉन्फिडेंस बिल्डअप होगा, ताकि उनको ये लगेगा नहीं, बिजनेस में बहुत सारे नए नए प्रोजेक्ट्स आ सकते हैं. और अगर पॉलिटिकल इंस्टेबिलिटी रहेगी तो इट विल ऑल्सो शेक द कॉन्फिडेंस ऑफ अ पर्टिकुलर पर्सन. इसी वजह से कभी कभी आपने देखा होगा कि बजट जब आता है तो स्टॉक मार्केट ऊपर जाता है, नीचे जाता है, या कोई गवर्नमेंट नई चुनी जाती है तो कहीं ना कहीं स्टॉक मार्केट ऊपर जाता है, नीचे जाता है. इट इन्फ्लुएंस द ट्रेंड ऑफ बिजनेसेस. देन टेक्निकल एनवायरनमेंट. Technological environment includes forces which are related to scientific improvements and innovations, which provide new ways of producing goods and services and new methods and techniques of operating a business. Then we come to social environment, which represents the customs, traditions, beliefs, social trends, values, culture, norms, and ethics for society in which business works. So business कभी भी सोसाइटी से अछूता नहीं है, बिजनेस हमेशा सोसाइटी का ही एक पार्ट है. तो दिवाली के समय पे एक ट्रेंड अलग देखेंगे आप, ईद के समय पे अलग ट्रेंड देखेंगे, देन क्रिसमस के समय पे एक अलग ट्रेंड देखेंगे. तो कहीं ना कहीं बिजनेस भी सोसाइटी से इन्वॉल्व होता है. देन नेक्स्ट इज इसका एक पर्टिकुलर एग्जांपल मैं बताता हूँ आप लोगों को. व्हेन मैकडॉनल्ड्स केम हियर इन इन वेरी अर्ली पास्ट पीरियड, उस समय पे मैकडॉनल्ड्स यूज्ड टू सेल हैमबर्गर्स. हैमबर्गर्स मतलब उसमें नॉनवेज रहता था, बट जब वो यहाँ पर आकर उन्होंने देखा तो दे सॉ दैट यहाँ पर लोग नॉनवेज के लिए इतने ज़्यादा प्रिकॉशस नहीं. सो व्हाट ही थॉट इज कि यहाँ पर अपन वेजिटेरियन प्रोडक्ट बेचते हैं. सो देयरफॉर ही डिड अ रिसर्च, ही डिड एन एनालिसिस, एंड व्हाट ही गॉट दैट कि यहाँ पर लोग आलू जो है, पोटैटो जो है, वो हर चीज में मिला के खाते हैं. देयरफॉर ही केम अप विद एन कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ वेजिटेरियन आलू टिक्की. उसके बाद फिर उनका आलू टिक्की जो है वो बहुत फेमस भी हुआ. नेक्स्ट इज लीगल sector या legal environment. It includes various legislations which have been passed by the administrative orders issued by government authorities, parliament, court judgments, as well as the decisions which have been rendered by various commissions like NHRC, like National Law Tribunal, National Pollution Control Board, or at any agency which is at the level of government. Now see, there are n number of successful laws which have been maintained, like Industrial Development Regulations Act, Companies Act, FEMA Act, FERA Act, then Trade Union Act, then Industrial Disputes Act, Consumer Protection Act, Competition Act, etc., etc. So these are certain particular elements which have been discussed. Okay, now let's come on to the last topic, that is new industrial policy, or you can call it as new economic policy, which came up in 1991. The Indian economy faced a number of serious challenges like foreign exchange crisis, high government deficit, high borrowings, rising trend of prices despite bumpering of crops. So was a need of economic restructuring. So उस restructuring में कुछ particular features थे. सबसे पहले था delicensing. There was decrease in role of public sector. Then there was disinvestment. Then liberalization of foreign capital, liberalization of domestic market, liberalization policy for technical collaboration, then setting up of FIPB, that was Foreign Investment Promotion Board. Then there was de-reservation under small scale industry. Now see, under NEP of 1991, three concepts came. ये एक इक्वेशन मैंने आपको बनाई है, लिबरलाइजेशन प्लस प्राइवेटाइजेशन विच विल बी इक्वल टू ग्लोबलाइजेशन. नाउ सी व्हाट, इन तीनों को मिला के कम जो है न्यू इकोनॉमिक पॉलिसी बनती है, उसके अंदर बहुत सारे फीचर्स उन्होंने अडॉप्ट किए. नाउ सी what liberalization was, it means removal of unnecessary controls and restrictions on business, like abolition of licensing. Then there was no restriction on expansion or contraction of business activities. Then there was removal of free movement of goods and services. Sorry, there was removal of restrictions of movement of goods and services. Then there was freedom of fixing prices. Then there was reduction in tax brackets. Then there was a liberal process to attract foreign capital, etc. Then comes privatization. In privatization, it was twofold. First was disinvestment. Disinvestment means it refers to a selling of part of or the whole of shares of public sector undertaking PSUs to private sector. Like हमेशा अपन कहते हैं कि 51% ओनरशिप जो है वो गवर्नमेंट की या पब्लिक सेक्टर की रहती है, तो उस 51% ओनरशिप को बेच देना. Then second was setting up of Board of Industrial Financial Reconstruction, which is also called as BIFR. It was set up to close and revive the sick units of PSUs. Then comes, इन दोनों को अपन ने एड अप किया तो हमारा क्या निकल गया, ग्लोबलाइजेशन. नाउ सी, इट मींस इंटीग्रेटिंग द वेरियस इकोनॉमीज of the world, leading towards the emergence of a cohesive और global economy. Cohesive means well integrated economy. ठीक है, तो इंडिया की इकोनॉमी को वर्ल्ड की इकोनॉमी से जोड़ना वो ग्लोबलाइजेशन है. अब ये जो है कुछ तरीकों से किया गया, लाइक ग्लोबलाइजेशन ऑफ पीपल, globalization of culture, globalization of views, globalization of beliefs, globalization of technology, then globalization of capital, etc., etc. टेक्नोलॉजी आदान प्रदान हुई, कैपिटल फाइनेंसेस आदान प्रदान हुए दूसरी कंट्रीज से हमारी कंट्रीज में, वहाँ के लोग आदान प्रदान हुए, तो उससे हमारे यहाँ का कल्चर भी आदान प्रदान हुआ. सो दैट्स हाउ इट वर्क्स. सो ये कब आएगा, जब लिबरलाइजेशन होगा, जब प्राइवेटाइजेशन होगा, तब जाके ग्लोबलाइजेशन आएगा. So that's all from the point of view of summarized form. So I hope you just revise it again, and thank you. Have a nice day.